Hello and welcome to Sound Matters with WR Tomcats, presented by Anna Burton. What is your problem of practice in implementing a blended learning environment? Our goal is to create an inclusive environment for our deaf and hard of hearing students. WR Castle has students that require a on-site speech pathologist and a sign language interpreter. We want to create an environment that gives them the opportunity to experience school the same way that other students do. How can we help our students? In order to create a more equitable learning environment for our students, I intend to create an environment where my deaf and hard of hearing students can feel equal across the school building. I see every student in my building, so I intend to outfit locations that those students would be in. A sound system for the cafeteria and lights for the gym, library, stream, unite, and special education classrooms will help the students be able to see, if not hear, that the class has ended or that the students need to stop what they are doing. I'm also purchasing sign language alphabets for each classroom so that students and teachers can communicate with each student. While I am working with all the individual students that I've been able to implement this light system. It's come in. So we use the blue light, which means that the student needs to stop and listen because the teacher somewhere is talking in the room and they need to find them. The red light obviously means stop, freeze, everything you're doing, and the green light means that you're good to go on. So we use those three lights predominantly, and it works really well in our cafeteria where the students are enjoying their lunch or they're kind of maybe louder than what they necessarily need to be. It also works really well in gym because, again, while our gym teacher does use her whistle, sometimes she needs the lights to let them kind of see and be aware of what's going on around them. It's become a whole school project, which is really important to us because we're a community-driven school. I've been working with our sign language interpreter and our speech pathologist to make an environment for our kids that will allow them to be successful. Because we're wearing masks, this allows students who are hard of hearing to use mouth reading to know that something has changed and is different. So that's the purpose behind the light system. In each classroom, we now have the alphabet posted somewhere in the room so that our students can communicate with our deaf or hard of hearing students using sign. And here we have Ava Jude, who's one of our students, signing hello.
I have noticed in WR Castle that students who are hard of hearing and students in general are starting to become more active in the school environment. From the alphabet and sign language that took every classroom to the lights that are helping everyone understand it.
How has this changed our school so far? We have Sarah here that's going to kind of use her own words and tell you.
I think the light system is helping because it makes a lot of kids help, like listen and stuff. So if the red one helps the kids and teachers because the kids can stop talking and the teachers will make the kids listen.
I've noticed a big change in our deaf and hard of hearing students because they're actually more active in the class and they're more active with the classmates. They are able to pick up on the nonverbal cues that we're using either through sign language because, again, the masks are in the way, so it is kind of hard for them to understand us. And I've also noticed that there's a huge difference between the interaction of our hard of hearing students and our students that can hear really well. Sometimes it's even our hard of hearing students are noticing the lights first and they tap on the hearing students so they pay attention, and sometimes it's vice versa. So there's more inclusion kind of in there. It's also seeming to increase the way that our deaf and hard of hearing students interact outside of our classroom. For example, we were on the playground the other day and I actually got to see some students who are deaf and hard of hearing, and our hearing students noticed that the whistle was blown, but the other kids didn't hear it. So they kind of grabbed them and they helped them line up, which I thought was wonderful. Throughout the year, what I'm hoping to have happen is some sort of like data tracking, in that how many times do we as teachers notice more involvement with our students and notice more involvement both in and outside of the classroom.